Greeting everybody. Welcome to Francis M channel. Today, the movie I am going to describe for you guys is The Little Things. So, let's get it started. Late one night in 1990, a girl drives on an empty highway where she's stalked by an aggressive motorist. After some cat-and-mouse maneuvers, the girl pulls over at a gas station hoping to take shelter, where the motorist immediately follows suit. When the gas station turns out to be closed, the girl is forced to run for her life through the desert while the motorist pursues her with a bag of weapons. After a brief chase, the girl desperately catches the attention of a passing truck driver, escaping from the pursuit of her stalker. Sometime later in Los Angeles, Kern County Deputy Sheriff Joe Dick Deacon is called to the LA Sheriff's Department precinct to collect forensic evidence pertaining to a recent murder. Deacon, a former detective now under pressure to retire by his superiors, accompanies recently appointed lead detective Jimmy Baxter to the scene of a new murder in LA. Deacon notices similarities between the MO of the killing with an old serial murder case he was unable to solve during his days as a detective. That night, a woman, Rhonda Rathbun, is followed by a car while jogging and is reported missing the following morning. Baxter learns from the precinct's captain, Farris, that Deacon got divorced and suffered a heart attack, due to his intense obsession with his unsolved murder case. He's advised not to involve him any further, but Deacon, however, decides to stay in Los Angeles for the week so that he can assist in solving Baxter's case. The next night, the police discover the body of another murder victim washed up beneath a bridge. Baxter learns from his partner that the MO is consistent with both the earlier murder as well as the string of killings that Deacon was unable to solve. The victims were all prostitutes stabbed to death. Deacon begins investigating Albert Sparmer, a potential suspect working at a repair store in proximity to the murders. Deacon attempts to tail Sparmer, but when his attempts are thwarted, he brings Sparmer in for questioning. Sparmer in turn taunts the detectives under interrogation, and soon after is released after provoking Deacon into an angry outburst. The FBI is called in to take charge of the investigation within the week, giving Deacon and Baxter less time to solve the case. Farris informs Baxter that 8 years prior Sparmer falsely confessed to a murder, but that he couldn't have done it since he was 10 miles away from it at the time. Baxter's advised that Sparmer considers crime to be good sport, and that he's an unreliable suspect. Despite the guidance, he and Deacon continued to investigate him. After an unsuccessful search of Sparmer's apartment, the two tail him to a strip club the following night. Eventually Baxter corners Sparmer alone and demands to know Rathbun's location. Sparmer offers to drive him to where he supposedly hid Rathbun's body, and Baxter cautiously agrees while Deacon follows them. Sparmer takes Baxter to a remote area in the desert and has him dig several holes in search of Rathbun's corpse before admitting that the trip was a ruse and that he never killed anyone. The detective is skeptical of the truth, and continues digging. Sparmer begins to taunt him repeatedly, until Baxter snaps and strikes him in the face with a shovel, killing him. As Deacon happens upon the scene, a flashback reveals that he accidentally shot one of the survivors of his last murder case, and that Farris and Dunnigan, the precinct's coroner, helped cover up the incident. Deacon offers similar assistance to a shaken Baxter, instructing him to bury Sparmer in the desert. Deacon spends the night discarding all evidence from Sparmer's apartment, and returns to the desert the following morning to find Baxter has not buried Sparmer and is still obsessively searching for the victim. Baxter is desperate to believe Sparmer is their suspect, hoping it will clear his conscience and close the case. Deacon, however, advises him to forget about the case completely or it will haunt him for life. Later on, Baxter receives an envelope and is relieved to find a red beret worn by Rathbun the night of her disappearance, believing Deacon found it in Sparmer's apartment. At his home, Deacon burns the rest of Sparmer's evidence, including a pack of berets with the red one missing. Having sent it to Baxter to provide closure, all the murders are left unsolved. The end. Thank you for listening. Please help subscribe and hit the bell notification. Goodbye and good luck. See you in the next video.